Good morning, students. Our next topic is effect of water table on the bearing capacity, right? So, basically, Terzaghi's ultimate bearing capacity, which is given in equation 2.4, as we can already study, right, has been derived based on the assumption that the water table is located at a great depth. So, if the water table is located close to the foundation, so the bearing capacity equation needs to be modified as indicated below, right? Which means Q equation is C and C plus gamma 1 D and Q RW1 plus zero point 0.5 gamma 2 B and gamma into RW2. Here two terms are added in our equation, which is for second and third, right? Which means RW1 and RW2. Now, what is the meaning of RW and RW2? This both are reduction factors for the water tables, right? Here also the two extra terms are added, which is gamma 1 and gamma 2. So gamma 1 is average unit weight of surcharged soil situated above the water table, and gamma 2 is average unit weight of the soil in the wedge zone, which is situated within a depth b below the base of the footing, right? So when the water table is at a ground surface, both gamma 1 and gamma 2 are saturated weights. And when water table is just at the base of the footing, then gamma 2 is equal to gamma saturation, right? So we taking here case 1 in which water table located above the base of the footing, as you can see in this figure. This water table is located above the base of the footing, right? So in that situation, we take rw1 is equal to zero point 0.5 in bracket 1 plus zw1 divided by 2, and we take rw2 is equal to zero point 0.5. Now talking about case 2, when the water table is located at the depth below the base of the footing, right? So in such cases, we take Rw1 is equal to 1 and Rw2 is equal to zero point 0.5, 1 plus Zw2 divided by B, right? Or we take a third case in which water table located at a depth which is equal to or greater than the width of the footing below the base of the footing, right? In that case, we take both rw1 is equal to 1 and rw2 is equal to 2. So no reduction is made in the bearing capacity, right? Next is Skempton's analysis. So in 1951, Skempton proposed a bearing capacity equation for the footing, which is founded on purely cohesive soils. So it shows the bearing capacity factor, which is NC in the Terzaghi's equation, tends to increase with the depth for cohesive soils when phi is equal to 0, right? So this figure shows the variation of NC with D by B ratio for the strip and circular footings, right? For strip footing and for the circular or a square footing, right? So for the strip footing, value of NC is equal to 5.14 for the surface of footing, right? When the depth of D is equal to 0, as you can see in this figure. There are the this line starting just above the 5 value, right? So we taken as a 5.14 in the surface footing when the depth d is equal d by b ratio is equal to 0, and the maximum value of 7.5 for the d by b ratio, which is greater than 4.5, right? So this has a maximum value, this strip footing has a maximum value which is 7.5 for a depth which is 4.5 or greater than 4.5 ratio, right? For the circular footing, as you can see in this figure, NC is equal to 2.5 for the surface footing, and the maximum value is about 9, as you can see in this figure, when the D by B ratio is greater than 4.5 value, right? So for purely cohesive soils, we take phi is equal to 0, nq is equal to 1, n gamma is equal to 0. So from the equation 2.4, ultimate bearing capacity given by qu is equal to cnc plus gamma d, right? So the net ultimate bearing capacity qnu is equal to qu minus gamma into d. So we put this value of Q in this equation, and our answer is C and C. So the Skemptons has given the following approximate relations for the determining value of C and C for the different type of loading, right? So first, starting with the strip footing. So in the strip footing, NC value is equal to 5 in bracket 1.01 plus 0.2 d by b, right? With the limiting value of NC of 7.5 for d by b, which is greater than 2.5, right? Second one is for square or circular footing, which means NC value is equal to 6 in bracket 1 plus 0.2 uh, into d by b, right? With the limiting value of NC of 9 for the d by b ratio, which is greater than 2.5. Here b is equal to side of the square footing or diameter of the square footing, right? Now for the rectangular footing, there are two cases. For first case is when the d by b ratio is less than 2.5, and second is d by b ratio is greater than 2.5. So the value, the equation of NC is given in this 2.18 and 2.19, right? Here b is equal to width and L is equal to length of the rectangular footing, right? So it may be mentioned that the Tezagi's theory is applicable only for the shallow foundation where the depth is less than width, and while the Skempton's equation are applicable for both the shallow and the deep foundation. Next is IS code method. So for the Indian standard IS code, which is 6403/1981, the code of practice for determination of bearing capacity of the shallow foundation. So it gives a equation of to finding out the net ultimate bearing capacity for general shear failure, right? So the equation is Q and U is equal to CNC SC DC IC plus Q in bracket NQ minus 1 bracket close SQ DQ IQ plus zero point 0.5 gamma B and gamma S gamma DY IY and W dash. So there is very long equations given here, right, for IS code method. So here Q and U, you already know that it's a net ultimate bearing capacity. SC, SQ, and S gamma is a shift factors. DC, DQ, D gamma is a depth factors. IC, IQ, I gamma is equal to inclination factors. NC, NQ, and N are the bearing capacity factors, right? Q is equal to effective pressure at the base. So the second term of equation has been changed because Q and U equation is QU minus gamma into D, right? So these are all are the notation which we defined earlier, right? So effect of water table, the factor W dash taken into account in the effect of water table, right? So if the water table is at or below the depth of D plus B measured from the ground surface, then the W dash is equal to 1. If the water table is likely to rise the base of the footing or above the value of W dash is taken as a zero point 0.5. If the water table is located at a depth dw, right, which is below the ground surface such that the depth is less than dw and less than d plus b, right? So the value of w dash is obtained by linear interpolation, which means w dash equation is 0.5 1 plus zw by 2 divided by b, which is same as a factor rw 2. So here there is one table which is describe all the shape factors which basically depends on the shape of the footing. So for the strip footing, SC, SQ, S gamma value is given for rectangular, square and circular. So this both this four type of shape of footing, the value of SC, SQ and S gamma is given in this table, right? Now talking about depth factors, the depth factors DC, DQ and DR are given as below, right? So DC value is equal to, DC equation is 1 plus 0.2 d by b 10 45 plus 5 by 2. Here dq is equal to d gamma is equal to 1 when phi is equal to less than 10 degree. So dq is equal to d gamma is equal, which means 1 plus 0.1 d by b 10 45 plus 5 by 2 for the phi which is greater than 10 degree. So here basically dq and d gamma value is based on the value of phi, which means if the value less than 10 degree, then the equation is different, and when the value is greater than 10 degree, then the equation is different. Now talking about inclination factors, right? So in inclination factor, IC is equal to IQ is equal to 1 plus alpha divided by 90 and whole bracket raised to square, right? For I gamma is equal to 1 plus alpha degree divided by 5 degree whole raised to square. Here, alpha degree is the angle of inclination of the load with the verticals. So, for the local shear failure, the net ultimate bearing capacity is described in this 2.21 equation, right? So, the bearing capacity factors for the local shear failure NC dash and NQ dash and N gamma dash are obtained from this below table, which gives angle of shearing resistance 5 days, right? So 5 days value, 5 days equation is equal to 10 inverse 2 third 10 5, right? So here bearing capacity factors given, which is also known as basics factor, right? So depends on the phi degree, right? Our NC, NQ and N gamma values are provided in this table. So in the case of cohesion-less soils, if the relative density is greater than 70% and the void ratio is less than 0.55, the failure is considered as a general shear failure, for which equation 2.20 is used, as we describe in table number, as we show the table number 3. On the other hand, the relative density is less than 20% and the void ratio is more than 0.75. So the failure is considered as a local shear failure, for which equation 2.21 is used. And at the last, for relative density between 20% to 70%, void ratio between 0.55 to 0.75, the net ultimate bearing capacity Q and U is obtained by the interpolation between the general shear failure and the local shear failure conditions as explained below. So let us consider the case when the relative density is 40% and the phi is equal to 35 degree. So the bearing capacity factor for general shear failures are obtained from the table number 2.3, right? We put this all these values, right? Here one case is considered, which means phi is equal to 35 degrees. So according to the 35-degree value of phi, uh, we finding out the values of NC, NQ and gamma, and then put the for the finding out the phi dash equation is 10 inverse 2 third 10 phi, right? Phi value is already known from the example, which is 35 degree. So put this value in this equation. The answer is 25 degree, right? Now second is the bearing capacity for factor according to phi dash is equal to 25 degree obtained from this table. The NC dash, N dash 3, N dash Q, N dash gamma values are, right. So the finding out the net ultimate bearing capacity, right. So we put this for general shear failure, we put this in equation 2.20, and for local shear failure we use equation 2.21 and put these relative values in the equation, and our answer, final answer Q and U is equal to 889.12 kilometer per meter square. So for IS core method for cohesive soils, the following equation for the net ultimate bearing capacity of cohesive soil lying below the footing immediately after construction, right? So the equation is obtained for substituting NQ is equal to 1 and gamma is equal to 0 in equation 2.20. So because of that, the Q and U value is CNC, SC, DC, IC, right? In this case, phi is equal to 0. NC is equal to 5.14. So the value of SC are same as given in table number 2.2. And the value of DC is given by DC is equal to 1 plus zero point 0.2 D by B. And value of IC is equal to 1 plus alpha divided by 90 and whole bracket raised to square. So depends on the soil type, the point resistance value, which is QC in kilometer per meter square, and range of undrained cohesion is both values are differ from the different types of soil, right.